That's it, people. After working for the last 8 hours, we're finally leaving our flats. We have slept just a little bit because we got home late, as you know. So this is like the ideal way to start a week in Paris, but at least we're here. So now the weather's good, time to go explore. We've got 2 hangry people here, so we're probably not gonna record anything until after our food, okay? After the food, okay?
Alright, we just ate a meal.
A tiny meal.
It was yummy, but we're still hungry. Now we're on the hunt for course number 2. I was thinking dessert, but Max is thinking an actual course number 2.
We need it.
Followed by dessert, so we'll see what we find. But we're walking towards, what's it called?
Montmartre.
What's that building called?
What is it called again? Sacré-Cœur. Sacré-Cœur.
Sacré-Cœur. See it right there. We're in much better spirits now.
As you can tell.
Yeah.
We're smiling.
The owner of the restaurant and the waitress were really friendly. Kind of made a little bit friends with us, so I think that was us in a good mood too.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
So I'm at the Gallery Lafayette with Jackie. And it's very busy. But she doesn't remember, but I'm here for a reason.
That's where Max is gonna propose to me. Wow, it's so big. Kind of the same for us.
You see it behind? No, you can't.
Come back at night time, we'll get the shot through again, don't you worry.
Oh yeah, that's
We'll do it for the tube. Live. Where is not I'm in Paris. So Max challenged me when we were at the top of the Galerie Lafayette. He said, alright, now you know where the tower is, you've seen it, you gotta find it without Google Maps. And I found it. He did kind of take over directions right at the end when I think I was about to take us in the completely wrong direction. But
Well,
I
we
got
made it.
mostly here.
We made it.
Bateau Mouche.
Mush.
Mouche. Bateau means boat.
Yeah.
I don't know what mouche means.
Fly.
The boat that flies.
But flies in like
Annoying fly. Like this.
yeah.
Alright, when we walk around this corner, Tour Eiffel. It's gonna be right there. Ready? The Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal. Never mind, it's just the Taj Mahal, guys. Gosh, it is like the Taj Mahal.
That's big. And as Max has said 6 times, it's made of metal.
So what are your impressions of the Eiffel Tower?
She big gal. Okay?
Okay.
Don't touch my butt. Bonjour from... Stop it! Bonjour from Paris.
Hello guys, today is our second day in Paris. This morning we sat down after working and we made up a list of things we want to do. We'll show you on the map right now.
It's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. We only have 5 days or 4.5 because we're leaving Saturday. So we have 4.5 days to accomplish all of that.
But we don't have 4.5 full days because we're also still working. So it's about lunchtime now. It's almost 12 o'clock and we've only just finished working and we're about to head out for the day.
Yeah, so this is to take into consideration. If you're a digital nomad or if you're working in the morning and you're trying to be a tourist as well in Paris during your work week here, you want to see things, this is I guess a good video for you because we're going to see as much as we can do without compromising on having a good time in 4.5 days. Yeah. So there's a lot to do. We obviously eat a lot as well, so that's also to put into the equation. So and we like our sleep. But
look, this guy is expensive to feed. Let me tell you, the other week I calculated how much we spent on food, and in 1 week we spent over $700 on food.
Do you cook?
No, I eat.
So that's so it's not a budget video. This is more of what to see in Paris, but we've got to go. So let's go and find some food first to prepare for the day, and then let's start off the day. And what better way to start a day in Paris than to go down 5 flights staircase. Ah, Paris, the smell of love and fresh piss. On the way to our first destination, which is
Le Marais.
Le Marais.
Le Marais.
Which in French means the swamp, I think. Sacre Frenchy. So our first stop today is the Marais, or this one specifically is the garden or jardin in French of the Marais, which is also known Soma, which is called Soma, S-O-M-A, which is sous Marais, and it's basically a very hipster spot in Paris. There's a lot of Jewish restaurants, kosher restaurant. So this is where our first stop will be for our lunch. Okay, my bad guys, first stop was closed. But now we're gonna find our lunch spot because it is, like I said, a lot of cute little cozy restaurants. And our first stop is...
It's called Le Strand. It's a vegan restaurant. And then after that, we're gonna head on down to the Nôtre Dame. It's on the way to the Pantheon, which we also want to do today. It's all so good, baby. Let's go get some food.
So we found the place. It says Marché des Enfants Rouges, which means markets of the red children.
We think the vegan restaurant. It's closed.
Alright, it's closed guys. So the first choice was no good because it was closed. The second choice was too busy. The third choice, look in the queue behind. Clearly it's busy. As you can see.
It's really good as well.
And it was only €5 each.
Crossing the bridge of the La Seine. It's beautiful. La Seine? You don't have to say the before you say la, because la is the. So yeah. That's why Max is correcting me. But whatever, you know what I mean.
She's not allowed to look on the side.
It's really hard not to look. Like I know it's right there. Okay. Now?
Wait. And now.
Wow.
Something on our way to our next destination. And I know there's something about this bookstore, and clearly a lot of people do know about it, but we don't really know.
I don't know what it is.
Let's Google it.
So basically, it was the first place to publish the entirety of the Ulysses, and it's been a go-to place for many of the famous authors through time, like Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald.
And on the next thing to stop at, this monumental. Jacqueline, do you want to give us some history here?
Max didn't even want to come here. So the Pantheon was originally built, or ordered to be built, by King Louis XV in 1758, and it was to be dedicated to the patron saint of Paris, which is Saint Genevieve. But by the time it was finished being built in 1791, the French Revolution had occurred, and the National Constituent Assembly decided that it wasn't going to be a church, and now it is a mausoleum for the remains of a distinguished French citizen. We're just waiting in the extremely hot sun to get in, and it's €11.50 to enter, but hopefully it's worth it. I think it's supposed to be very, very beautiful. Who did the experiment again? So basically, a long time ago, he was trying to prove that the Earth rotates around itself, and so he installed this pendulum. So the pendulum swings on a mechanism, and it slowly rotates, and in this particular location 11 degrees per hour, but it's actually not the pendulum that's rotating because it's on a mechanism. It's still going in the right direction, but because the Earth is rotating, the dial is rotating and everything else is rotating. So the pendulum is going in the same spot, but everything else around it is rotating. So it's basically to prove that the Earth in fact rotates.
Alright guys, that was really nice. We spent a whole hour in there.
Well worth it.
So we're going for an ice cream and coffee. We sat at, was it Baskin Robbins?
It was
Häagen-Dazs. And we saw the price of the thing and we
got out of there. I made Max leave. He was like, but that's not something you do.
Yeah, we just stepped out.
But it was, if we'd ordered a latte and an ice cream, it would have been almost $20 each.
Just for coffee and ice cream.
Like, it is just a little bit too much, you know?
Alright, I think this is the Bridge of Louvre. Some people still try to leave the locks.
Some locks remain.
Some locks remain. Let us know if you have one of yours here, or you used to. What's your opinion on leaving a lock behind?
nice. A little romantic thing to do together.
What is your opinion of Paris after 48 hours?
It's a really nice city. There's just a really fun, sort of outdoorsy energy about the city. There's a lot of people out and about, and a lot of people going for food and coffee and wine together and having conversations, and there's so many beautiful buildings to see. It just has a good energy in the city, and yeah, I like it.
We're gonna see the pyramid of the Musée du Louvre.
Alright, we're gonna see it, right? We're gonna walk through these archways. Boom. So crazy that with like TV and movies and YouTube and everything, that even though I've never been here, I know it's right there. And also Google Maps. There it is. The dramatic music is so perfect.
Still looking for ice cream and coffee. Beautiful park. You know the Ferris wheel in Paris. Which is a spot we had starred. I'll speak louder because it's a lot of cars. I'll go like this. And it actually was built or commissioned by the nephew of Bonaparte, Napoleon III. The building was constructed to not spare anything, so it was so expensive that it actually made the country almost go bankrupt because the amount of money they spent on it. There was basically a competition as to who was going to design, and out of the 7 that put a proposal, Garnier came up 5th, but he basically said something about the winners or the potential winners and say, what is this? And he basically made the remark that said, oh, it looks like some old Louis XIV, 16 and something. And they were like, what do you mean? It's like, well, this doesn't look Napoleon. And he basically mentioned that this didn't look like Napoleon III design. And people were like, maybe he's right. And they actually took his design because of that remark. And that's how he won it, so because of his charisma and the fact that he opened his mouth. So speak up, people, you never know what you might get. Another crazy fact, it has apparently the craziest and most beautiful staircase in the world. And yeah, you got to see.
I need food, I need to sit down. 18,000 steps.
So we had a little break and then we realized how tired we were. And you know we don't want to walk and explore if we're not gonna enjoy it. Yeah, we're just gonna do some groceries, head home.
We got our groceries. We just are gonna go home and relax. Watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah, you should watch ours sometimes as well. I guess you're watching it while I'm watching this.
Right now.
Anyway, thanks for today. Tomorrow we get back on it. We have a lot more to explore.
After work. Work in the morning.
Attention!
Look, do you want to see the building or just your fat, ugly head? Who?
Foucault.
Foucault.
Fou?
You can't say that on YouTube.